installing the foot pegs or the bracket for the foot pegs for the Kawasaki Vulcan S. It does not come factory installed, so you have to buy all these parts extra. This bracket set goes right here. It should replace this bar. Once we remove this cover plates and these plates back here, you'll see those. This is a 3mm. Now we have to remove this plate. There's still 2 more screws to remove. They're back in here. One is here. See it right here. And the other one is down here. This is a 10mm. We removed the metal plate from the front. Metal plate removed. This is just, once we remove the 2 screws, the one that was here and the one up here, we removed those 2 screws. Now it's just pulling this directly back. It's just a little pressure things in there to hold it in place. We have to remove this part here, the plastic that covers, to gain access to this bar that goes all the way up into here. I remove the top here. Wrench. This one's a 4. Remember, there's a washer here. The washer has a little bit of I'm not sure what you would call it, but it's a it helps it guide in place there, fills in on that. Okay, there's 2 screws that come off here on the top. Got this plate off. Now we need to remove this part here, the plastic, to gain access to remove the bar and situate the replacement bar, which is going to be this one. You can see the difference here for the foot peg. Okay, we're removing this part here, the cover. One thing to take note of, there's a little guide point here. This little guide point is going to go here. So when you put this in, you slide it in this way. This is a little bit later, I'll be showing you that to you. And on the other side, it happens, this just plain popped out. And I became disoriented because I didn't know where to put it here. And figured eventually that, no, it needs to go in this way, as you can see here. Okay. Now I'm going to remove this bar. Okay, like I said, now you're going to find 1, 2, 3, 4 screws here. Okay, and again, this is your 14mm, and on the other side down here, whoops, I got my little torque wrench over here. This is going to be a 12 that would go here on top, the small screw here. There's one more screw that I had to mention, and it's here. So there's a total of 4, not 3 screws. Now comes the part where you transfer these rubber cushions, grommets. Well, this should be here. This flat one, this one goes here, and this one will go to the bracket. Okay, so I'll do that here momentarily. Show how to do this one. This one's pretty easy. Has a little click on it, but it should come off fairly easy. And this one goes in here. Yep. That's the easiest one. These other ones will be a little bit harder. And try not to destroy the rubber. Okay, this goes in like this. Remember, it's that direction. Okay. All right, so we put here the rubber stops or grommets, protectors, whatever they call them again. There's 1, 2, 3. This is from the previous bracket, and of course the square one here that we'll see it in action in a moment. This will go down in here, and for some reason I like putting in the middle screw first. Can't remember the reason why, but just found it easier than just to place the other ones in its place. Short, no washers. Go in here. This other one goes in right here. Okay, going by the book, torque to apply to each one of these screws here. Okay, we're going to start with the middle frame one, the B. This one is over here. I'm sorry, the one over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply my torque wrench device, if you want to call it such, and it's calling for, well, if you want to use the metric system, 25 Nm. I'm assuming that's force that you're supposed to apply to it. So, of course, if I could only get this to turn on, there you go. Okay, so this has got to go up to 25. This one's going to be 34, the larger bolts. And make sure that we haven't missed any grommets or any parts to transfer to the new bar. And now we're going to start putting back the cover assemblies. Face plate, notice these things will go here, here, and here. So if I've got this right, right, return the 2 screws, one here, in place now because I tightened it a little bit. It's a little bit, just a tad bit, so when you put it in there, it'll stay in place. Again, just an idea that occurred to me. When you put the plate on, it's lined up to the screws. Using some, I'm using dishwashing soap. It's a little bit. I'm guessing you can use grease. So as you can see, this would go in through here. I've lubricated with a little bit of dishwasher and soap, just enough. And you go, see it's flush here. Okay, this goes here. All right, so that this can go upwards. This part should be pointed upwards. If you line it up like I said, here, you'll see the action as it opens and closes. It's